The main event on Sunday is the Group 3 Sha Ladies Purse over the 1,800 metres. Of course, run under handicap conditions as well. Pakistan star carries top weight with Sha Tin, fourth behind Beauty Generation last time out. Exultant finished fifth in that race. Time Warp finished last. He's been last in his last three starts. Gold Mount's first up. Eagle Way finished third to Beauty Generation. Horse of Fortune was 12th to Beauty Generation in the Celebration Cup. Donoso also behind Beauty Generation, the Sha Tin Trophy. Glorious Forever up in class. He'll roll forward from barrier 7, and Prawn Barber was behind it. Glorious Forever last time out. That is the field of 9 for the Sha Ladies Purse. This is how they line up as far as the speed map is concerned. Time Walk gets the outside gate. Does he put the pressure on? Little brother, Glorious Forever.
I don't reckon he can match him, actually, Andrew, from what we saw first up from Glorious Forever. I mean, he stepped away beautifully, and then he ran some real solid sectionals and probably could have gone quicker. So I think Glorious Forever will maintain the spot on the rail. He has obviously got barrier number 7. Time Warp's got 9, so he's got that advantage, and I think they'll come across together. I don't think Zach will push the issue. Horse of Fortune could kick through. Pakistan Star, interesting, very, very keen first up. He really wanted to get on with his race. I think maybe the edge will be off of him now, and he can probably settle. Prawn Barber rolls forward. Donoso's a possible chance of maybe even going forward too. Eagle Way will be sitting back, as will Exultant. And Gold Mount's got a terrific fresh record, but you couldn't see him better than midfield.
Alexi Bedell will take the mount on him. Exciting race, this one, Paul.
Yeah, looking forward to it. One of the exciting horses in the race is Pakistan Star, of course. And here he is, come out of his last start, and he looks good. No problems with him, doing it nice and easy, rearing to go here. And the 1,800 metres step up and trip looks ideal for him. He just has to carry that weight. Exultant, another one that'll be suited by the step up and trip, and his track work's been really good. He's another one that's made leaps and bounds since his debut run this season as well. Vincent Ho will take them out there on race day. And here is the favourite, or the likely favourite, Glorious Forever, with Chad Schofield aboard, getting a feel for the horse. Of course, Chad has to make that lightweight, and he's doing it nice and easy, and he's taken no harm from that impressive win from his last start.
Yeah, super efforts. That was Glorious Forever. Let's start off, though, with his older brother, Time Warp, and Zach Purton jumping back on board.
Time Warp, Zach. You know what he's like at his best. You've won 2 Group 1s on him, but the fact is he's run last at his last 3 starts. Where is he at in his career?
He's at the crossroads, I think. You know, he sort of didn't come out of nowhere, but he improved very quickly last season and was able to do some phenomenal things. The performances he put in were obviously world class, but he seemed to taper off at the end of last season, and he just hasn't picked the ball back up again this season. I know he's run at a distance which was short of his best, but he is getting up to a distance now where he should be able to get into his rhythm and be more comfortable, and he's got to start to show us that he's still got it.
The obvious question, how do you line him up against his brother?
Yeah, well, they're both obviously very talented. In this race, being a handicap, you would think that Glorious Forever has got the wood on him, has got the advantage. It's going to be a difficult race. There's not just those 2 horses in it. There are a few other horses that can gallop a little bit as well. So it's a good race for the horses down the bottom to put their hand up and show us that they can match it with the better horses, and you know, it's just another stepping stone for the bigger horses.
These 2 have got very similar racing styles. Is there a concern about a potential pace battle? Yeah,
well, that can happen in any race. You know, we'll just work that out as we go along, and I'll be guided by what Tony says to me, but I'm tipping he's going to say let him breathe and let him run.
Going forward, after Sunday, how important is that race going to be for you in deciding who you ride heading towards the big international races?
Yeah, it's D-Day for both of them, so it's an important race.
After that brilliant win in the Gold Cup last season, if I'd have told you he wouldn't beat another horse in his next 3 starts, you'd have hauled me off in a white coat.
Yeah, look, sometimes they don't come back. Interesting. That race where they broke 2 minutes and broke the track record for the first time, out of that were the Bled. Time Warp hasn't come back, and Seasons Bloom hasn't really come back either. Pakistan Star was in that group of 4 across the line. He came out, won 2 Group 1s. He was first up. So, you know, maybe that race took its toll on a few of them, and is still, you know, feeling repercussions of it.
Yeah, he just hasn't shown enough for me. I mean, I haven't got him in at all, Time Warp. I'm going to wait until he shows something.
All right. It's there, you know, if he can bring it back, then he's a dual Group 1 winner from last season. This is the Sha Tin Trophy, Beauty Generation wins. There's plenty in this, though. Eagle Way, huge run from him, staying on from the back. Pakistan Star, quite prominent, but as you said, Brett, he was pretty keen in the early stages. Got Exultant at the back as well. Denozo right at the back here, and Time Warp, slightly obscured by his feathered friend there. Still in the front at this stage.
Yeah, well, as we know, he was disappointing and obviously weakened out. Look, a huge run from Eagle Way, huge run from Exultant. They were going in fresh, obviously heading towards the Vase. You would potentially think both of them. There is the chance, Paul, they can throw in the second up syndrome and they can be a little bit flat after running purely out of freshness and, you know, running incredible sectionals, final 400 metres when they do run fresh. I'm going to take the chance that potentially might happen, that they both might be a little bit flat. On the other hand, Pakistan Star was up there. He was keen and sort of weakened out. I think that might be a little positive for him because it's going to take the edge off of him and he can sit back and maybe potentially reel off a really fast sectional.
I think the good thing with Exultant there, though, he hit the line really nicely and he did finish 5th over 1,600. He comes up to 1,800 now, which we know he's a stayer. So I think there'll be natural improvement in Exultant. And we know, and Eagle Way is a Group 1 performance. Yeah,
so there'll be improvement in both of them, no doubt. But when they do go in second up after such a good run first up, they can be a little bit flat. I think that's something you need to consider.
All right, this is Glorious Forever. Again, he's much like Time Warp, gets into rhythm, just runs horses into the ground. Prawn Barbar, the other one to take note of here.
Yeah, well, he was in his own class here, and as Zach pointed out in the interview, he's got the lightweight here and he's still on the upward spiral, so it makes him difficult to beat.
Yeah, and horses with lightweights generally win this race. The last 3 times, Tony Millard's got him with lighter-weighted horses, and he's won it in the last 3 occasions. He hasn't got a runner this time, but this horse fits that exactly the same bill, and the way he hits the line. He's second up too, though, Brett, and he ran a really good race, but I think he can go forward.
Yeah, different type of horse, though, Paul. The others get back and close off. He's out in front, rolling along. See his knee action there, such a high knee action. I know when I'm tired and I'm running, I'm struggling to get my knees up. He didn't seem to be struggling to get his knees up there.
I thought his stride was starting to shorten a little bit there.
He did change his action at the 100,
but he was entitled to as well, entitled to get a little bit tired. All right, that's Glorious Forever. Next one we're going to have a look at, we're back to Exultant. This is the back end of last season, though. This is the Premier Plate. And again, well, Zach Purton's had a lot to do with a few of these horses. Zach's on board here. Other horses to take note of, though, Gold Mounts towards the outside there. Denozo. We've got Prawn Barbar once more and Horse of Fortune all in the middle there.
Yeah, we know how good Exultant was last season. He ran really well. Look, I liked this fresh-up run. I thought he hit the line very strongly. Tony Cruz gets these horses really fit going into these races. He's missed no work. And, look, I've got him in 3rd. I think he can run a good race.
I ummed and ahed over him or Eagle Way in for 4th, and I ended up putting Eagle Way in. But I do respect Exultant. I'm just going to look at the sort of the second up syndrome. Gold Mount, on the other hand, does go in fresh. He's got an exceptional record fresh. And, you know, Glorious Forever, Paul, as you mentioned, if he goes in second up and at the 100 he's gone because of a gutbuster first up, then you can easily put that down to the second up syndrome for him. So there's a few little sort of things you've got to put together here and try and work out how it's going to unfold. But at the end of the day, Glorious Forever looks best placed, probably.
Yeah, and he's the favourite at this stage, Paul. Odds on. Is he on top?
Yeah, he is. It's a handicap race. He's got 113 pounds. All these other good horses have to give him a lot of weight. So, look, if he's going to be a serious contender in international time, he's got to win this race with that weight. So I've got him on top. Pakistan Star, Exultant of class horses. And Eagle Way, I thought it was a good run from him. And up to 1,800 metres, he'll hit the line strongly. So 8, 1, 2 and 5. I went exotics because I think Glorious Forever might come up quite short.
Yeah, I've got him on top as well as the horse to beat for the reasons that Paul's mentioned. If he does get a little bit of pressure, it'll be interesting to see how he handles it and how he does find the line second up. I think Gold Mount, he's got an exceptional record fresh. He's had 1 trial at the Valley over 1,700 metres. Back in the Richard Gibson stable, I think he can run a big race. Pakistan Star as well. He's got the class. We know he can break 22. His final 400 at the end of almost any distance. That's a real weapon. And Eagle Way and Exultant, I don't expect them to be far away. I just wonder whether the edge is off them after such brilliant first-up runs. So 8, 4, 1 and 5, but there'll be plenty of cheering, Andrew.
There certainly will be, yeah. That's my cue as well, the 8 and the 4. But Glorious Forever, I think he'll win. I wouldn't take him odds on as well. Some very, very good horses in the Sa Ladies Purse this year. All right, still 3 more races to go. Back with the 8th. That's up next.